All right, guys, we're live. We are heading out again to check on the status of the Carolina forest wildfire, as well as the status of the Lewis Ocean Bay wildfire as well. That one was 75% contained about an hour and a half ago or so. So we're going to head out here and just take a peek at what's going on. Can see a little bit of a glow in the sky here um, from Carolina Forest here. So as we get a little bit closer, I anticipate to see that get a little bit brighter as we go. Right now we're passing through the Waterford community here, just heading back over towards Carolina Forest Boulevard here. We'll get a better look here in a little bit. But thanks for tuning in here. We are heading out to check on the status of the wildfire here in Carolina Forest. A lot going on. Some of the evacuations, people were allowed to go back to their homes here a relatively short time ago, but there are still quite a few evacuations still underway. We'll try to keep you updated. I'm not on social media right now following that, but as I can pull over and take a peek at things, I will keep you updated on that situation as well. But definitely a historical fire here in Carolina Forest today. And I just got word a little bit ago for some people in the Clear Pond community saying some kids were setting off fireworks or somebody's setting off fireworks. Probably not a good idea. So you might want to knock that off. It's not funny. Not funny at all. once we get through Waterford here, we'll be back out to Carolina Forest Boulevard to be able to take a close look at what's going on. The residents of Waterford really love their speed bumps, I can tell you that. Not sure if it actually slows anybody down, but they love them. We're going to stop up here and take a look down the power line here and see what we can see down the power line. As of right now, not a whole lot going on. You can definitely see the glow down the power line here, but not a whole lot as far as anything else. Going to be really, really hard to see any smoke this evening. We're going to be looking for that glow. Try and get pinpoint exactly where the fire is currently right now, and kind of go from there. So thank you for tuning in. If you have not done so, please head over to our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, and subscribe and hit that bell button. We do go live during severe events like this, particularly usually severe thunderstorms and tornado warnings and hurricanes, but we are going to stay live for this event as it's right outside our back door, and we want to make sure we keep Myrtle Beach aware. We've had some difficulties here following this all day just because of the area of where the fire is. Really in the middle, if you can picture this in your brain, there's a power line that a major power line that runs down between several neighborhoods and a very large area of forested forest, and within that is where this fire is right now and is occurring, and extremely hard to get to because you have a lot of neighborhoods in here, but a lot of them end in cul-de-sacs and things that are pretty relatively far away. The closest would be that Walker's Woods here today, where the fire originated, around the Walker's Woods area. And Tuckahoe Road kind of goes back in there pretty far, and that's right about where the fire pretty much started, from what I understand. But it's really, really hard to get in and view anything from anywhere else because all these communities really cut short of that power line. So there's really no access there, other than some old logging roads and things like that, and fire roads out on International Drive, which is where they're operating now. They have International Drive shut down to allow for resources to easily access the area and get back in there. So really, really hard to kind of cover this one. We lost our drone today. So the drone is in the woods somewhere behind the Clear Pond community. Not quite sure where. We lost power, so no GPS on that. So going to be really, really tough to find that one. So if anybody is interested and they're watching tonight and they want to donate towards the new drone, that would be awesome. Those are not cheap pieces of equipment, and the wind unfortunately got ours today. It just happened to choose a day to go down where it was 30-mile-an-hour gusts up aloft. So or higher than that even. So definitely not very happy about that. But you know what? That's what happens. That's the risk you take when you're flying a drone. And it's windy, so we lost that today. But not an easy situation to cover by any means. So we're doing our best, the best we can. The police department, fire department have everything blocked off pretty heavily. So very, very hard to get in and access some of these areas. But we're working our best to try to get as close as possible to get you guys some footage and see what's going on here. But as you can see, as we're coming down Carolina Forest Boulevard, every entrance to every neighborhood, all the way down through here, is completely blocked off. So definitely not getting in the neighborhoods without proper identification and items such as that. So we want to keep track of those evacuations as information comes out. We will pull over and kind of do a little bit of research and see what we can find there on that for you guys as well, so we can keep track of the evacuations as well. So all in all, the glow has definitely dissipated quite a bit. There is still a little bit of a glow here on Carolina Forest Boulevard. I'm going to try and turn into this neighborhood here. It looks like they got it pretty well blocked off, but it doesn't look like they're going to let anybody in, but we will certainly try. We're going to make a U-turn here and go back to the church. You can see the glow there a little bit. We're going to stop in here at the church where that's a big giant staging area currently, and see what we can see as far as the little bit of glow that's left here. I'll shut out my my lighting here so you can see a little bit clearer through my windshield. See if you can see some of that glow here as we get back into this parking lot. Get my light to turn off and stay off. Not sure if you guys can see any of that glow there. Try and tilt my camera up a little bit. I'm going to take a couple pictures here of that. As you can hear, there's still a pretty good emergency response heading around here right now. A lot of emergency vehicles heading down the roads here. So very dangerous situation still here in the Carolina Forest area. We are keeping a close eye on everything as this keeps happening here this evening. So we're going to keep a close eye on everything this evening and try and we're just going to cruise around here. So stick with us. It's very, very hard to see that glow here on the actual live feed, but I do have some photos that I'm going to upload here right now. I wish I could do it to the chat, but I can't quite do it to the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and upload those right now. And those photos are uploading now, and they will be live here in a few short moments. The glow's actually dissipating a little bit right here, which is a very good sign. You can see as we pull through this parking lot here and go out towards the front, you can see they've got a very large staging area here for apparatus and fire vehicles and such straight ahead of me here. Very large staging area there. So we're gonna head down here towards the Waterbridge community and see how close this fire has gotten to the Waterbridge community. Other communities like the farm as well. We will check that out as well and kind of see what is going on. So far, no word on containment yet. I can't seem to find anything on containment. The Forestry Commission app hasn't been updated since 4 o'clock. So not a whole lot to update you on as far as containment goes. But we are definitely trying to figure out that information here for you. We're going to head down here towards the farm. We got these large communities here like Waterbridge. They sit right up against them power lines as you get towards the way back of the community. So, you know, you're talking about evacuations for these people. You know, and these are very nice homes here within this community of Waterbridge. So, definitely keeping an eye on those homes as well. as well as the houses in the very far back of the farm. This is a very large area of woods here that travels the whole way from Carolina Forest all the way out to International Drive, and beyond that, where there's actually another wildfire right across International Drive on Lewis Ocean Bay Wildlife Preserve. So there's two ongoing fires here. The Lewis Ocean Bay was, as about an hour ago, still 75% contained, which is good news. But I'm still waiting on news here for this particular fire here in Carolina Forest to see if that has been contained or not yet. I have not heard any word on that as of yet, but we're going to keep a close eye on that and see what happens here. There's actually a little community here on the left I want to follow back through. You can see the fire apparatus moving up Carolina Forest Boulevard at the current moment. But like I said, a lot of these communities, they just don't get up to that wood line or anywhere close. Everything is kind of cul-de-saced off and back a little ways. So we're doing our best here to try and get as close as possible. With International Drive shut down, it makes it really, really difficult to get any closer or be able to look down that power line from International back towards this area. Makes it really difficult there, but it looks like the Horry County Fire and Rescue is doing a wonderful job of getting this fire under control here. The massive winds we had today were definitely not helping in any way, shape, or form. The winds have died down substantially here this evening, so we're going to keep our eye on things here. The winds are expected to shift out of the north this evening, which would actually help, with pushing it would kind of push this fire backwards. So that would actually be a good thing as far as the wind goes. But there's definitely nothing, reversing the path of this, of these winds would definitely not hurt for sure. We're going to scoot back through this neighborhood here and see what we can see. But it looked like when we were at the church that the fire was pretty well contained up in that area. So hopefully this here is going to get us right back near that power line. Just to kind of take a peek here. This does wrap around, so I'm not expecting we're going to see too much here. But just off to my right would be that power line. So far, nothing down this far, which is great news. For these communities down here, great news. A lot of these communities here are dead ends, so you got to watch where you're going. You get lost in these communities, I'm telling you. We're going to head on back out to Carolina Forest Boulevard here. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we are tracking this wildfire here in Carolina Forest. Not sure on containment yet here for this one. I know the Lewis Ocean Bay one was 75% about an hour ago. So two separate wildfires here occurring in the Carolina Forest area, one out on International Drive, the other working its way towards International Drive at the current moment. So we are tracking it all here. Very, very hard to get to. That's what we're finding out here. A lot of these communities end up in cul-de-sacs, not anywhere close to the actual power line that this fire is kind of paralleling. But definitely been a very interesting day here as the day progressed on. Not something we see very often around here, but definitely paying close attention to it. I do know that International Drive has been shut down for emergency traffic only, and that's where they're kind of shuttling some resources up and down International Drive to get a little bit closer for providing additional assets here. There are some fire roads and stuff that kind of cut back in off of International back into those areas. So they're probably working those trails back in through to gain access. But Horry County Fire and Rescue doing a wonderful job here today on that with their resources that they have to contain this fire and save these homes that were in the path. We're not talking about a ton of homes, but we're talking about enough. One is too many. So definitely grateful for Horry County Fire and Rescue for their response here today on this. And we will check in here to Horry County Fire and Rescue and see if they have updated anything as of yet. The most recent thing I've seen them post was help them keep the 911 lines open. Definitely only want to be calling 911 in case of an emergency. If your house is in danger, you're in danger of this fire, or any other emergency, definitely want to be using the 911 line. Other than that, they have a non-emergency line that you can contact. So definitely want to utilize that if it's not a dire emergency. If your neighbor's cat's on your property, probably not a good time to call 911. That's probably not a good time to call 911 ever, but definitely want to help them by keeping those phone lines open. The last update I received here was 7:30 p.m. The Tuckahoe Road residents were allowed to head back to their homes. That was the last update that I have seen as far as actual updates. The sign there, International Drive, is closed. We're going to cut up here to the farm and then work our way through the farm there towards the back and see what we can see from there. But thank you for joining us here this evening as we track this wildfire, these two wildfires actually. If you haven't done so yet, we are trying to build our YouTube channel. So head on over to the YouTube channel. When we get to 1,000 viewers, we're going to do a giveaway, and we'll be releasing what that giveaway is here within the next couple days. But please head over there, smash the subscribe button, and be sure to hit that bell icon to receive notifications when we go live, because we do go live during severe events. So definitely want to hit that bell button so you get notifications when we do go live. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to get a little bit closer here. I can see a pretty decent glow here as we're coming up Carolina Fort or International Drive. We will be turned away here in a few minutes, but we'll cut in by the farm here and see if we can get some good images here for you guys. You can see they got a rather large staging area right here off to my right for emergency vehicles. And then they're going to cut everything off here about a quarter mile. So we'll cut into the farm here and go back that way. A lot of bright lights here are kind of keeping that glow at bay, but it's going to be really hard for you guys to see it here on the live feed, but I can definitely see the glow from down here around the farm. But it's very bright in this area, so that's kind of keeping the camera from being able to visually see that. But I'm going to work on getting you as close as possible here. You want to talk about a community you can get lost in, I'm telling you what. The farm is the one to do it. Right now we're in the farm. We're kind of paralleling International Drive at this point right now. The good news is here the winds have died down drastically there at sunset. They are expected to shift out of the north later on this evening around midnight. But for right now, relatively calm at the surface, which is what we want. Occasionally we get a couple gusts here and there, but for the most part, relatively calm. So right now, currently we're in the farm community taking a peek. I'm going to kind of get back here on the back end of the farm and try and get a little bit better of a view here. Ultimately, I mean, if you're trying to get out and about this evening to try and see things, you're not going to see much. To be honest with you, this is a really, really contained area where this fire is currently. So really, really difficult to try and get into to see anything. So really not worth your time to really get out. And also it's a very dangerous situation. We want to let the firefighters and everybody be able to get to where they need to be um, safely and effectively as things kind of progress here. But, that's why I'm out here doing what I do to bring this to you live. And even I'm having a hard time getting anywhere that would kind of give us any type of good view, just because of all these communities and how they're all laid out. It's nothing gets you where you want to be. Even here in the farm, I couldn't get where I wanted to be, but definitely a tough thing to get to be able to get any pictures, unless you want to take pictures from far away. Go to that church there on Carolina Forest Boulevard, but other than that, that's about as close as you're going to be able to get any type of photographs or video of this incident here at the current moment. So we're back out here on Carolina Forest Boulevard. We can still see that glow here. Right now we're down here where they're building that new school, and this cuts back into another community that we're going to check out. And see if we can get a good shot at anything. I can definitely see the glow here still. Right now we're in the community of Summerlin here. The Summerlin community. We'll circle back. We'll go straight back here. This is probably going to be the closest that we can get once we get around to the backside of this community. Indigo Bay would have been closer, but they've got that entrance blocked off completely. They don't want anybody back in there. So we'll see what things look like here as we get a little bit closer to the back of this community. And maybe I can lay my eyes on some stuff for you here. Again, Horry County Fire and Rescue is doing a wonderful job, along with the South Carolina Department of Forestry, doing a wonderful job here today. We should be ever grateful for them here and what they've done. Back here in the back of this community, not really seeing a whole lot. Really, really difficult to be able to get any kind of good views. Just based off of where this fire actually is extremely difficult to get to. Unless we could drive right down the power line, that'd be wonderful. But can't do that. So if you're just now joining us, head on over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button and smash the bell button so you get alerts when we go live during events like this. We will be live, I am sure, on Wednesday. We've got some severe weather moving in, so we will be live chasing some severe weather that day. Not quite sure exactly where we will be, but I am assuming probably from that Florence east, where we're going to be for severe weather on Wednesday. So be sure to head over to YouTube. It's Myrtle Beach Aware. Just search Myrtle Beach Aware on YouTube, and you will find our YouTube channel. And go ahead and subscribe. We are going to do a giveaway at 1,000 followers. Here at the school, we can see a pretty decent glow. This is that new school that they're building. I believe it's an elementary school. Um, Definitely building there. But really difficult to try and get to here as we're roaming around here this evening. I'm going to give one more shot here at the church and see what we're looking like there. But even, I mean, that's going to be the best area to be able to view anything and get any kind of pictures at all. Let's check back in here with Horry County Fire and Rescue. I'm gonna pull over here at the Waterbridge community entrance here. You can definitely see the fire here. I'm going to back up and angle over, and I will turn my lights out here to see if you guys can hopefully see that little bit of a glow here. Not sure if you guys will be able to see that or not. It's very faint on the camera just because it's so freaking bright everywhere around here. I'm going to get out and snap a couple photographs here, and I'll upload them so you guys can see them. Is anybody watching the stream that lives in Waterbridge? That would be wonderful if there was somebody in here. I gotta move here. There's a Horry County government vehicle here. All right, so good news here. Well, news. I don't know how good it is, but they are. I just spoke with an emergency management official here in Myrtle Beach for Horry County, um, and they are right now. We don't have any numbers on containment. However, he did tell me that he was delivering some stuff to some folks in Waterbridge, and there is the fire is kind of following that power line that goes down towards International at the current moment. So that's kind of good news here that we're not seeing a lot of homes here in the way here anymore, but they are flooding International Drive to make sure that this fire does not jump International. So that's good news as well. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here, but just trying to make a plan in my head of where I want to go. But good news is fire is still moving, but not quite. We got some more fire trucks here coming. Looks like tankers. That EMA worker did say that he lives in one of the communities that are evacuated, so not a very fun time for him. But he is continuing to work. He took a little bit of break to take some stuff to some family of his and make sure that they're safe there in Waterbridge. But definitely a dangerous time here. Very scary time if you live in this area. I know members of my community that are on the west side of this, um, which was the best side to be on. We're definitely scared too. I mean, it's a scary time, and it could be very dangerous. So we're back here at the church now on Carolina Forest Boulevard, checking in here. But that EMA director, or well, not director, but EMA employee did tell me that they don't have a containment amount right now. They're still working to figure that out. But this area of woods where this fire is so expansive. It's just a huge area, and it's very, very hard and difficult to figure out exactly where the fire is going to go, given the way the winds are. Now, hopefully tonight, these winds are going to shift out of the north, and that will kind of push the fire back in the same direction, the reverse direction of where it went. Not a whole lot to burn then that way. So, but then again, if winds shift a little bit more differently than out of the north, you could open up a whole nother can of worms. So they're working very, very quickly to get this contained as the evening progresses here. Just checking out some comments here on the feed. Where are you driving now? Sheila answered or asked where we were driving. We're just kind of getting around Carolina Forest here to try and get our eyes on the glow here. That's what we're following as of right now, is just that glow. Obviously, we're not getting up International Drive. That is closed down, so not really a whole lot of places to go at the current moment. And like I said earlier, these neighborhoods are so cul-de-sac-y. There's so many ends. There's not really a neighborhood, and if there is a neighborhood that gets back close, they've evacuated and they block the entrances off. So, it's very unnecessary for us as storm chasers to be going into these areas or even trying to ask permission to go into these areas. It's very unnecessary. So, I try to be polite and not do that. I know I want to bring you guys good coverage, but I'm not going to impede on emergency situations to bring you that coverage when I can bring it to you from far away, even if I have to be constantly uploading pictures here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Um, but I'm going to do that here right now. I'm going to upload some videos and photos here from back at Waterbridge, where we were just a short time ago, that I had captured back there. So we'll upload them here right now. So we got those photos uploading right now. So they will be live on our Facebook page here in a few minutes if you would like to see that. Um, So we just had an update here, some drone photos that uh, were updated on a community page here on Facebook. Looks like the fire's still moving to the north. At the moment. I've never seen communities in Carolina Forest locked down like this before. It's definitely interesting. Trying to bring you guys as many updates here while we're live as possible. Um, it's very difficult to manage. I'm by myself. I do this alone. So very, very hard to manage the social media portion of everything, getting updates from emergency management officials and running social media and doing a live stream and chasing. Very difficult, but I'm doing the best I can. So please hang in there with me. This is a abnormal situation that we don't see on a regular basis. This is not like chasing storms where I know how to get to where I want to be and I have that planned out ahead of time. This is a very difficult situation to be able to get where I want to be because of the fact that these communities all butt up against this, and most of the communities are completely blocked off right now. And International Drive is blocked off as well. So very difficult to get to where I want to be here. But we're doing the best we can with what I have to work with here. We're going to take one more crack down here around International, just to get a couple pictures here of the staging area and things like that, just to document that. This is not something we see very often, so definitely want to document as much as possible. This is something that we hope we never see, but it's inevitable. You know, this is the driest time of the year for us, and we are in a pretty significant drought here. Uh, Lack of rain, even though it feels like it was a very wet winter, we were still very short on rainfall. So definitely very dry conditions. That red flag warning still remains in effect, and the unincorporated Horry County burn ban is in effect indefinitely, until they give the all clear on that. So definitely no burning. You definitely don't want to be burning anything this time of year right now, and that includes lighting off fireworks. I heard earlier a report in my neighborhood where I live that somebody thought it was funny to go out and light off a firework or two, and that's not funny, given the circumstances today and the fact that this fire was literally less than a mile away from my community, and we lucked out being on the west side of the fire with those southwest winds pushing that north. We were very, very lucky, so, and very fortunate. But I'm going to continue here trying to monitor this. I'm going to head up towards International, and check out up there one more time. I know they said the emergency management said they were watering down International to try and keep this fire from jumping. If it were to jump, that would be Lewis Ocean Bay area, where there's already an ongoing wildfire situation there as well, which is about 75% contained as of a few hours ago. So I'm not sure what the number is right now on that particular fire, but you're talking about two fires that are, you know, a mile apart from each other. So in very large areas of wooded land. So the Lewis Ocean Bay one, not as detrimental to homes and businesses as this Carolina forest fire was today and is still ongoing. So not nothing to not worry about, but definitely a little bit better of an area to have a fire in Lewis Ocean Bay than there is out here where this current Carolina forest fire is. So definitely a very dangerous situation here this evening. And we want to keep anybody in our prayers that's in the path of where this fire is traveling. Looks to be most of the homes and structures are kind of okay at this point, but there are still communities that are still evacuated and still seeing impacts of this. So definitely keep them in our prayers if those homes are in the direct path of this fire as it's moving. Right now I'm turning here onto International. I'm going to kind of cut back up. We know for a fact that the road's shut down, but we can get up here about 3/4 of a mile where they have a large staging area for fire apparatus and things. So we're going to just kind of get up in that area. I do want to get a couple pictures of that, so we're going to head up there and take a peek at what we can see as far as any visible fire or anything like that from International Drive. And I apologize if my feed goes a little crazy here. Internet is like super slim here in this portion of Carolina Forest for some unknown reason. Absolutely terrible internet connection down here. So, and that's any provider. It doesn't matter who you have. Always terrible right here. Stream looks like it's running pretty good here though. So. There is a couple offices right up here that I can get a little bit closer to. Just want to get as close as possible here and take a peek at what we can see. We're gonna pull right in, right up here at this business. And I'm gonna get a couple photos here, take a peek at what I can see, and I will upload them as I can here for you guys. Very, very difficult to see this right now because it's just so bright. With, you know, we can definitely see a glow here, but you got the lights of the police cars and everything kind of blocking that. So I'm going to take a couple photos here and show you exactly what we're seeing. definitely looking better, for sure. Definitely looking better. So, just in breaking news, Governor Henry McMaster has issued a stern warning on social media amidst the statewide burn ban. So, we got a statewide burn ban in effect for the state of South Carolina, per Governor Henry McMaster. I'm going to upload that information that I just took here. Sorry, folks, I'm uploading these videos here. Not a whole lot really to see as far as chasing goes. We can't get anywhere close to anything. We do see some, looks like forestry workers and stuff a little bit further up the road here on International, just past the barricades. I know that they are watering down the roads up in that area and along the edges of the road to try and keep this fire from jumping International and creating an even larger fire in Lewis Ocean Bay. So definitely doing a fantastic job here. These fire crews are doing a wonderful job this evening, keeping this mostly at bay in these very heavily forested areas. And if I ever hear another person complain about the fact that they're doing controlled burns, this is why we do controlled burns. This is why you need to urge your communities in those wooded areas within your communities to get a hold of the forestry department in South Carolina and try to schedule controlled burns for in your communities as well. This is why we do this. This is why we groom the forest floors and we burn things and keep our forests managed, because of incidents like this. Lewis Ocean Bay, they burn all the time throughout the year to be able to maintain their forests so you don't run into situations like this. This fire that is burning in Lewis Ocean Bay right now is actually a section that has not been burned. So they're getting their controlled burn here now, but just not the way they wanted to get it. But this is why we need to manage our forests, and we need to do it well. And South Carolina does one thing very well, and that is manage their forests. But these communities do not fall under that management. So you need to reach out as community members and have your HOAs reach out to the Forestry Commission and have them talk about managing forests for you and helping kind of eliminate some of the threat of these fires the way they are. If you're just tuning into the live stream, we are here on International Drive, just near the barricades of where they have the road shut down for emergency personnel to move back and forth very easily. You can see off in the distance here a pretty decent glow from the fire itself, continuing to move northward towards the International Drive area. It's unknown right now if any homes sustained any damage. We know that there were a few homes that the fire got very, very close to, but Horry County Fire and Rescue did a wonderful job at extinguishing the fire before it could do any damage to those homes. So we are very grateful for those men and women of Horry County Fire and Rescue. We're going to check in here and see if we have any more updates from Horry County. No new updates yet. So not a whole lot of information coming out about this particular fire at the current moment, which sometimes that can be a good thing. But I know you guys want to be kept aware of what's going on. And that's one thing that I hope that I can bring with Myrtle Beach Aware as we continue to build this and kind of go towards my mission here. And the main mission that I have for Myrtle Beach Aware is the fact that there's a giant void between the government officials, the National Weather Service, the TV meteorologists. There's a giant void in the middle of there, and that void is real-time data of what's actually happening in the current conditions within, storm-warned cells and tornado-warned storms and things like that. We're relying on radar-indicated imagery, but we're not seeing what is actually happening during those events. So that's what I'm trying to bring and keep people aware of what's going on, and spending my time to be able to do that for you guys, sacrificing my time to be able to provide this coverage. Now tonight, this isn't coverage that's very easily found, and the only reason is because, like I said a million times in the stream this evening, these communities all fall very short of the power line and the wood line where this fire is actually at right now. And number two, I lost my drone earlier today. The wind took that drone, so rest in peace to the drone. But we're doing the best we can here to bring you some decent footage of what is happening around this Carolina forest fire at the current moment. Just can't get anywhere close to where we want to be. So, just seeing on Facebook here, somebody had posted, any word from the newer fire that started up near our community? Should we be worried? I don't know anything about a newer fire, but I will definitely investigate that for sure. Don't think there is a new fire anywhere near the Clear Pond community. I think that's just people, unfortunately, being people. Unfortunately, we've got some pretty terrible human beings in this world. So the Highway 90 fire has been contained, which is great news. We have a lot of fires going on right now around the area. So Highway 90 fire has been contained. So this says the 300-acre fire near Highway 90 and Edge Road has been contained. So we do have some good news here. No structures have burned in Carolina forest wildfire. And thanking our first responders, and that's Chief Meteorologist Jamie Arnold from WMBF News. So wonderful news. Well, praise God on that one. No structures have been affected. That is wonderful news. Well, at least severely affected. So we're going to turn around here. We're going to head back up towards Carolina Forest Boulevard. Definitely want to stop up here at the school here and get a couple photos of the staging area. Very well unprecedented here. Looks like a lot of activity going on down here right now. Some guys, a couple fire trucks just left. It looked like they were going on a call. I'm updating his social media here right now. See if the firefighters have any information. So, fire department saying maybe partially contained here on one side, but definitely still not enough to manage to say fully contained. So we're gonna cut out here. We're gonna turn around here and get out away from the elementary school here. Horry County Fire Department is doing a wonderful job with this. I mean, they are on top of what's going on here, but they're not new to this. This isn't something new, but definitely new for a lot of people that live here, though. 。 I want to give a special shout out to the Everything Carolina Forest and Beyond group here. He has approved every single post that I've made, keeping people aware here. So I definitely want to give them a shout out and thank you for your support, for sharing constantly, or allowing us to constantly share updates on the current situation. So thank you very much for that. Your support means the world to me. So if you're watching us on YouTube here, if you're having issues, please leave a comment so we can know what the issues are. Here we can see, I want to cut in here to this elementary school. Yet again, because you can see that glow rather apparent here now. Here we can see, I want to cut in here to this elementary school. Yet again, because you can see that glow rather apparent here now. All right. I'm going to try and bring up my other camera here and see if we can get better access here. Our camera now that we're able to zoom in here a little bit more here on the live stream. You can see that fire still burning here. This would be out behind Waterbridge community currently at the moment. I don't know if you guys could see that there on my camera, but the fire is still definitely burning at this current moment. My car's yelling at me because I haven't put my seatbelt back on. I think I've got a good view here for you guys. I'm going to cut back into this little neighborhood here, this apartment complex. I think I've got some good view here for you guys. I want to cut back to the back side of this apartment complex here and see what we can see. A lot of trees here, a lot of trees. Just can't get a good view other than over there at Waterbridge. We had a really good view over there. This community has a car and pet spa. Come wash your dog and wash your car. cut back through here real quick. This is one of the neighborhoods we were in earlier today, or earlier this evening here, to try and get a better look. Just really, really difficult to see this fire from anywhere around here. We're going to try this one more time. We'll hop out. We're going to go back up here to the church, and we're going to hop out to where we can really see it. And I'll get on my phone because I have a little bit better low light capabilities in the camera here inside the car. Again, these cameras are made for storm chasing, not really for capturing glows of fire at night. But I will head back to that church and see what we can see through my phone. So we'll head back up here to the church, and I'll hop out here and see if I can get you guys a better image here from my phone. We'll put my phone into the stream here and see what we can see. Got some more fire trucks working their way down Carolina Forest Boulevard here at the current moment. I think it's going to be a very long night for Horry County Fire and Rescue. We got Waterbridge locked down. They got security guards at the front entrance and everything. So we'll cut in here to Waterbridge and I'll get out and pull up my phone into the stream again so you guys can see what it looks like from Waterbridge community here. Definitely still an active glow in the sky. Cool out here so you guys can, I can get this up on the stream. hopefully you guys were able to see that here on my phone. I'm trying to get the best coverage that I can here. Definitely want to keep you guys aware of what's going on. Again, very, very hard situation to kind of monitor here because we're very limited on where we can access this from, because these communities are very, very locked down right now at the current moment. I'm going to try and turn my car here so you guys can maybe see on the camera. Very, very hard to see at the current moment, but that glow up there. But what I think I might do here is switch my cameras. I may bring up my phone camera here really quick and just let that stream as well. Very, very hard to see at the current moment. Very hard to see at the current moment of what is going on, but it has been darkened down yet again. So the sky is pretty dark right now. Trying to get things adjusted for you guys here. Trying to get things adjusted for you guys here. Trying to get things adjusted for you guys here. Very dark, very dark. It has been drastically darkened down here in the past like 10-15 minutes, which is a very good sign. We want to see the sky go dark. Definitely want to see the sky go dark. Definitely see that smoke back in there. So we are live here in Carolina Forest right now. We are at the Waterbridge community, and we're at the entrance to the Waterbridge community. It looks like they had maybe hit this fire from above with some aircrafts or something. We did see some flashing lights in the sky a short time ago. The fire has gone dark here, relatively dark. You can still see a small glow as we look out over and through. Um, Over the river and through the woods here, we can definitely see what looks to be a small, slight glow here, but definitely darkened down fire at this point. So hopefully they're getting some good water on this. I know, speaking with the Horry County Fire and Rescue firefighters over there at the elementary school, they didn't really have any kind of containment at this point. Maybe here on the I guess this would be the eastern side. So the south and eastern sides have been contained, but that western side leading up towards and to the north side of this fire out towards International has not been contained yet. But it looks like they got a really good rush of water on that here relatively short time ago. The sky has gone black for the most part, a very slight glow in the sky yet, but nothing like we were experiencing a short time ago. So hopefully they will get this fire extinguished throughout the night tonight, but we are monitoring the current situation, and we will keep you guys updated as long as we possibly can. I want to thank you for joining the feed here this evening. This has been a very unusual event here for us. We're not really set up to chase wildfires, but I think I'm going to start setting myself up for that here too, because this is definitely something that can happen around here and probably will happen again in the future. But we definitely want to praise God here this evening that the homes that were in this area were not significantly impacted by the fire, and that everybody seems to be safe right now at the current moment. So definitely want to pray for that. We want to thank the Horry County Fire and Rescue, the South Carolina Department of Forestry, the Horry County Police Department, the State Police, the Horry County Sheriff's Department, all of those people that are out here working tirelessly here to this evening and into the overnight hours to make sure that you guys are safe. We want to greatly thank them for a job well done so far. I've never seen a community so locked down and just so secure within a very short amount of time here this evening, and it's been wonderful to see the courage and the discipline of the fire department and police department here. Being a volunteer firefighter for most of my life, I can appreciate the fact that we have a very organized fire department and police department here. So we are very lucky in the Carolina Forest area and in the county as well. So um, right now, sky's looking pretty dark at the current moment, which is a very good thing, but I'm going to continue to monitor things throughout the evening as those wind shifts start to occur later on in the evening and overnight hours here. We're going to watch those winds as they do shift, and hopefully, with these winds that have died down substantially from this afternoon until into this evening and overnight. That will be enough to allow them to get ahead of this fire and really calm things down. So right now, kind of looking a little bit calmer, a lot calmer than it was, say, 20 minutes ago. So hopefully it looks like they got a little bit of water on it. So hopefully things will start to progress forward here and become a much different situation come the morning. And we'll continue to monitor things for you throughout the overnight hours. And I appreciate your support. If you're just now joining us and tuning in and you haven't yet done so, please head over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe that channel. Hit that little bell button so when we do go live during severe events like this, you can be notified and follow along and stay aware all the time. So right now, I want you to focus on staying safe, and we will focus on keeping you aware. here at the entrance of Water Bridge, you can see that fire is still on this south end that really didn't end. I'm going to try and do a post here just to keep people aware that haven't been able to watch the live stream. I definitely want to make sure that I stay keeping people up to date. Like I said, I'm only one person that does this. So if anybody's interested in joining me, that would be wonderful. I would love to have a group of people that would be willing to help with Myrtle Beach Aware, because this is a lot to do when you're by yourself trying to chase this stuff and record and run the social media and run the stream and all of that all together at one time. So if anybody's interested, please feel free to reach out. We are going to head back out here to Carolina Forest Boulevard. The fire has definitely darkened down, which is an awesome thing to see. We definitely don't want to see that glow in the middle of the night here. So definitely quieting down as things progress forward here. As you can see, still a lot of communities still blocked off here as they are trying to still battle this wildfire here in Carolina Forest currently. Just heading back here to check on some fire department activity here in the Walker's Woods community. We're going to take a peek here. So, Horry County Fire and Rescue's here in the Walker's Woods area. Um, they are. They said there's some hot spots out there that they're addressing here behind the Walker's Woods area, but this portion of the fire has been contained here on this side. This would be the south side of the fire right now. So that's good news here for the people in Walker's Woods. It's been a very stressful afternoon and into the evening for them, I can believe for sure. Got some really good pictures there. going to do my social media update here. I think the firefighters are all very tired. I just spoke with a couple firefighters here from Horry County. Uh, Absolutely exhausted after a long afternoon and evening. Many of these guys are paid. However, there are several that are volunteers. So you got to think about the volunteer service. I did roughly 20 years in the volunteer service, and I'll tell you what, incidents like this are exhausting, especially when there's not a whole lot going on other than sitting around. When you get into portions of the overnight hours, and especially when you're on those hydrant crews that are managing a water supply, that's about all they're doing. It gets very exhausting very quickly as the night progresses. So we want to give kudos to those guys. It's going to be a very long night for them. I think for the most part, they were able to get a large amount of water here recently on this fire. So hopefully that is going to really help out here for during the overnight hours. So definitely hope we're on the right track here moving forward. But I am going to head back towards home and continue to monitor things from the house as far as wind directions and things like that go. But not looking like there's much to chase here at the current moment. But again, don't let your guard down when this fire's out. There's still a lot of dry air here for the next couple days in our area, so that can lead to even more fires as we move through the next couple days here. This is not ending anytime soon, so we definitely want to pay attention to that. Do not be lighting any fires and things of that nature anytime soon. Definitely want to be cautious. If you're just now tuning in, I want to thank you guys for following along here tonight as we cover these wildfires here in Carolina Forest, Myrtle Beach area of South Carolina. It's been a long evening. My wife's probably ready for me to be home, so I am going to be heading home here. Looked like they got a pretty substantial amount of water on this fire a short time ago as we were watching from the Waterbridge community, the entrance to the Waterbridge community. We had a pretty good view there. Looked like they got, I thought I saw what looked like an aircraft flying around. Could have been a helicopter, maybe a small aircraft, to put some water on that. So they may have got a good burst of water on that. And that small area on the south side kind of looked like it wanted to rekindle slightly. But then again, darkened up pretty quick after that. So that is a good sign, ladies and gentlemen, when you are watching a wildfire at night and the sky goes dark. That's a very good sign. That's what we want to see happening. And I'm pretty confident in the Horry County Fire Department and surrounding areas that they're going to get that job done. I don't feel like we're going to see too much more in the way of threats with this particular wildfire here as it's moving. The area that it's in is a very large, dense forest area. So, and then it eventually moves into what's called Lewis Ocean Bay. Lewis Ocean Bay is a wildlife preserve that is heavily forested as well. They do manage that property pretty well as far as controlled burns and things go. So I'm confident that they did have a fire in there as well today. That they were able to get about 75% contained, which is probably fully contained by now. And then they're going to be focusing all of their attention to make sure that this particular fire does not jump International Drive and cause problems for them on the other side of the road where they've already had a fire today, an exhausting fire today. So definitely keeping an eye on things as the evening and overnight hours progress here. But right now the sky has been darkened down quite substantially. I'll be able to have another pretty decent view here from the Waterford community here in a couple minutes as I get up here to this next stop sign. We'll be able to take a little bit of a look. I have a nice angle out over everything to where I took a couple photos earlier today. We'll see what the sky looks like there, and I'll make a determination whether it's time to go home or not. But I feel pretty confident right now that there's not a whole lot more to cover here this evening. The rest of the coverage can take place tomorrow as the day progresses on and daylight comes and we start assessing damages and things like that. But luckily, the good news is no homes were significantly damaged from the fire, which is awesome news. So I'm going to hop out here and take a look at the sky here and see what we're looking at. So it looks to me like the sky is substantially darker. There's not a whole lot of a glow at all in any way, shape, or form, which is a really good sign. So we'll probably end the stream here and follow up tomorrow with some additional photos and videos of the aftermath of what could have been a massively dangerous firestorm today that we're chasing. But could have been a whole lot worse than what it was. And special thanks to Horry County Fire and Rescue for their quick response and full attention to this as the night was progressing on. So for now, skies are darkened, and I'm going to head home and get a little bit of rest. We'll check the weather report here. I'll do a weather update here before I hit the sack for the evening. And we will see how things progress come the morning hours. But I appreciate you guys following along. If you haven't done so yet, please head over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe to our channel. Hit that bell button to receive notifications when we do go live. Be greatly appreciated. But other than that, we appreciate your support. If you'd like to donate to what we're doing here, this does cost a significant amount of money to be able to continue to do this. I went through a tank of gas this evening So that's at least a $40-50 expense there for the evening, just to bring you this coverage. So definitely could use your support. If you'd like to donate, please reach out to us at Myrtle Beach Aware, and we will get you the information needed to be able to donate to us, and help us continue this mission to be the gap, be the filler in the gap between the National Weather Service and TV broadcast media, um, and bring you real-time data, reporting that data to the National Weather Service as we go. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support this evening, and I look forward to being able to bring another stream to you. Hopefully, not anywhere near what this stream had to be this evening. The next stream looks like it's going to be severe weather on Wednesday moving through South Carolina, so be sure to tune in for that. We will be doing a live radar feed, and interacting with that slightly throughout the evening and overnight hours on Tuesday, as severe storms and tornado risk is increasing for areas like Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee. So be sure to tune in for those as well. But I appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one. You stay safe, and I'll make sure you stay